Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new in this channel, hello, my name is Gostin the Psalmist. Guys, this is a quick one. Quickly, I will be going straight to a story that is trending around social media. It's about the injustice being done. A guy who was a teacher in one of the school in Dunamis school. This is not right. Please, we have to learn how to treat people in the right way. If you said this guy was caught and there is a video evidence to it, why not show the guy the video? Why oppressing the guy? Why trying to tarnish the image of the guy? Guys, this is a quick one. I want you straight to the video. Please, guys, if you are new in this channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button and kindly share your opinion in the comment section. Thank you guys, and God bless. Bye guys. Bye.
Good evening, Mr. Nanayao. This is Mr. Egoche. I was a staff of Destiny Christian Academy, a school owned by Dunamis International Gospel Center, and I was sacked unjustly by the school on allegations of molesting female students at various instances in the school. The sack happened summarily such that I wasn't given an opportunity to defend myself or even face any disciplinary actions. A committee, so to say, they issued me a query on a Thursday, 16th of April 2021, and I replied the query the next day, being 17th. In their query, they said they have CCTV footage of me molesting a particular girl and many other students. And my reply was direct. I reminded them of how hardworking and dedicated I've been to my job at Destiny Christian Academy. And in all those years, my character has never been questioned. My input has never been questioned. My hard work and dedication earned me a lot of promotions, and it made me an envy for a lot of the other staff. That's by the way. So when I was sacked, that very day I was issued with a sack letter. I ran to the pastor's house, that is Pastor Paul Eneche. I ran to his house and waited for him, even though they told me he was resting. I waited, and when he eventually came out, I showed him the sack letter. He was very angry and said, "So this is what I've been doing in the school?" And I said, "No, that this information contained in this letter is not correct, and that's why I'm running to him so that he can set up a committee to look into the matter." He assured me that he was going to do something about it, and he never did. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, I didn't hear from them, and I was following up with his wife, Mrs. Becky Eneche, who is the director of the school. I sent her numerous text messages, and she replied me on one of those occasions to say that it's an unfortunate situation, that the school told her that they have CCTV footages, and as such, she would not be able to help me in any way. So I said, okay, it's fine. Before I could know what was happening, the particular woman in the school, that is Mrs. Choma Ijezie, who was the originator of the lies that I was molesting female students, was already communicating with parents of the school and telling them that I actually raped the girl. wasn't just molestation, but I actually raped the girl, and that these parents should avoid me as much as they could. Before I could know what was happening again, the school had sent an official message on all their social media platforms to all the parents, telling them that I've been sacked by the school, so they should no longer communicate with me. Now, looking at all this, I felt that there was a need for me to clear my name because, of course, for posterity's sake, I have children who may stumble on this information in the future and they will ask me questions. So I got a lawyer, and the lawyer wrote to the school. We wrote politely, honorably, and appealed to the school to do two things for us. Either they set up a panel to look into the matter thoroughly, or better still, report me to the police, since it was a criminal offense that they were alleging me of. So the school replied us through their lawyer that they would not set up any panel, that I'm no longer a staff of the school, so I do not have any authority to ask them, to tell them what to do. That's one. Two, they also said that in due time they'll report me to the appropriate government agencies who prosecute me for the crime I committed. And that three, they were going to sue me and claim damages for all the embarrassments I've caused the school. So with such a response, I already knew that they were not going to do, I wasn't going to get justice in them. So I wrote a petition to the Inspector General of Police, and the Inspector General of Police gave the Federal CID, Federal Criminal Investigation Department of the Nigeria Police, the authority to carry out an investigation, which they did. And their report exonerated me of all the allegations, and I sued the school. I sued the administrator of the school for defamation of character at the magistrate court in Gwagwalada, Abuja, and I also sued the school to the National Industrial Court, also in Abuja, for unlawful termination of employment. Now, 5 months down the line, this incident happened in April, and then by August 31st to be precise, I was picked up by men of the Nigerian police from the River Park Divisional Police station on allegation of rape. I was detained, and my lawyer wrote a petition to the Commissioner of Police in the FCT, and after they looked at it, I was released the next day because they said the Federal CID had already investigated the matter, and so the state CID was subordinate to the Federal CID. So if a Federal CID has done an investigation, the state CID cannot come and do the same investigation. But the school insisted, and of course, using the powers that available to them, they found a way to make sure the investigation continued at the state CID. And I was invited for interview with some of the officials of the police, and it was stated clearly there. The girl was there with her mother and some staff of the school, and she said it to the hearing of everybody that I didn't do anything to her. That was in September last year. So when the news broke out that I was arrested, Pastor Eneche invited me to his office, and he was prevailing on me to accept responsibility, to accept that I actually committed the crime, and if I do accept and I apologize to him, that he was going to do something about it. And I said, apologizing means I'm accepting that I committed the crime. I didn't do it, so I don't see why I should be apologizing. And we kept going back and forth. After that meeting, the wife of Pastor Eneche, Miss Becky Eneche, met me severally, and we had several discussions. None of them could reach any conclusion in my favor. So I continued with the cases in court, and they've been trying to find a way to come up with some allegations against me, to see how they can make me withdraw the cases at the court. By all means, they have tried to use my brother, manipulating my brother against me. They have tried to use my wife, trying to manipulate my wife against me too, and they've tried every means possible, but I've been able to stand my ground so far. And then on the 25th of April 2022, my wife and children went out of the church premises, because we still live in the church premises. That's the Lord's Garden in Abuja. And my wife and children went out to get some things. On returning, they shut the gates and locked them out. In fact, they physically assaulted my wife, and they told her that they were under the instruction not to let her into the premises. So the information got to me because I was at home. So I went there to find out why, and the security personnel on duty informed me that the instruction was given by the wife of the pastor, Mrs. Becky Eneche, that they shouldn't be let in. So I said, well, we still live here, and we have not committed any crime, so why should they be locking out my wife and children? So I was able to have a discussion with the security personnel, and they let them in. The next day, which was Tuesday 26th, they came and disconnected the electricity supply to our house. After that, they came with their plumbers and also disconnected our water supply. That was on Wednesday, 27th of April. Then by Thursday, being the 28th of April, I sent a message to the senior pastor, Dr. Paul Eneche, informing him of all these things that had happened, and he invited us to a meeting in his office on Friday, 29th of April. When we got to his office, he was talking angrily about the audacity my wife had to send a message to him, the kind of language she used and all of that. And she called my wife a useless girl. And so I told him that my wife is not useless, that my wife is actually very useful to me. So in the course of talking, an argument broke out. And then he started insulting me directly, calling me a useless boy, calling me a stupid boy, a non-entity. And I reminded him that a non-entity has been working dedicatedly for 7 years in his school, and I've been promoted to several positions that a non-entity couldn't have attained. And I also reminded him that it was our pedigree that they put together to start the school, because we actually started the secondary arm of the school, Destiny Christian Academy. And so in the course of the argument, his bodyguard broke into the office. His bodyguard by the name Gabriel Agbo broke into the office and ordered me to leave the office. So I told the bodyguard that he wasn't the one who invited me to the office, so he wouldn't give me an instruction to leave the office. If the pastor wanted me to leave his office, he would have asked me to leave. So along the line, because we're there with my elder brother became angry and said he was not going to be part of the meeting anymore. So when we're leaving the office, the bodyguard pushed me and I staggered forward. So when I turned, I pushed him too, and then we got into an argument and we left the office. So the next day, being Saturday 30th of April, at about 11:09 p.m., the Gabriel Agbo, the bodyguard of Pastor Eneche, came with some mobile policemen to my apartment to arrest me, alleging that I am a threat to him and to the people living around the Lord's Garden. So I spoke to the mobile policemen and I explained to them how I've been living in the compound peacefully for the past 4 years, and nobody has ever reported me at the security office or being a security threat whatsoever. And so the mobile policemen left, and it ended there. Then on Saturday, 7th of May, at about 8 a.m. in the morning, I left my apartment to go and get bread for breakfast for my family. And then a mobile policeman saw me and ordered me to come here. And as I was approaching him, I said, "Officer, is there any problem?" And he just grabbed me by the neck and said, "Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to? I'm a police officer." And then the next thing, another mobile policeman joined him. It's a Dunamis security, that's their internal security personnel, also joined them. And Gabriel Agbo was also there. And they all started punching me and beating me up. And then I was able to break free. And yes, my wife ran out of the house and tried to video what was happening. And Gabriel Agbo attacked her and smashed the phones. She had 2 phones on her. She said he smashed the phones, and she couldn't get the video of the incident. So when I broke free, I was walking out to go to the police station, and then they followed me with their police van to try to take me to the River Park police station. And I said, "No, I will go to the station myself. I can find my way to the station." So I went to Lugbe police station, because Lugbe police station was actually the one that was closest to me. So I went there, and they asked me if it was a follow-up of a case that was already being investigated, and I said yes. And so they directed me to the federal CID, where I had reported my own case initially. So I got there, and then the federal CID people took me to hospital and treated me of some of the wounds I sustained as a result of the attacks. And they brought me, because when I left, Gabriel Agbo, that's the bodyguard of the pastor, had instructed them not to let me back into the compound. So when we got here, the officers from the federal CID asked them why, and they said that my attention was needed at the River Park police station. So we all went there, and they said that I fought with a police officer, that I assaulted a police officer. So they were charging me with criminal intimidation of a police officer. And yes, Gabriel had informed them that I was a threat to him, that I threatened him. I used intimidating words and threatening words too. So we were able to be granted bail, and so I came home. And then, of course, that has been a summary of everything that's happened so far.
I changed my phone, so my numbers became all mixed up. I mistakenly put an app that says they are helping you to arrange your numbers. That any number that occurs twice, they will sweep it. Instead of, they deleted my numbers.
Yes,
and I couldn't get them back, so that's been the issue. So, Mr. Kochi.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't come with the lawyer. I thought you said you wanted to come.
Yes, I'm alone.
Okay. Oftentimes when I had invited you tell me you prefer to come with a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. But since you are here, your lawyer is not actually necessary in this matter.
No, it's not. So, Mr. Kochi, we're all aware of what the situation is. I want to find out what's your current plan and take on the matter?
When this whole thing happened, I've maintained only one stand: to clear my name. I've labored in this place. I've worked here tirelessly, giving my all. 7 years of my most youthful life.
You worked 7 years too.
And if I'm no longer needed, they can ask me to go and I'll go. But to tie me to molestation and kill my name is what I won't take. That's why I've been going.
Okay.
People will allow you to take your time.
It's okay. Let's follow on, Mr. Eneche.
And I think you are just on the defensive.
No, Mr. Paul, no, it's
No.
okay. Don't worry.
Just a moment, please. The board had even called the girl. We spoke with her and some other persons that corroborated what she said. So if you are to take it up legally, I don't think it's a battle you can win, very sincerely. But I think that is not why Mommy has been very magnanimous about this matter. And I think if you are not on the defensive, you could be given a very soft landing. That's my thinking. That's what I told you.
Well,
Mr. Paul. I just wanted to between Mr. Eneche. I pushed for you to be patron.
yes,
I saw you as very zealous and everything. If people felt no, but I felt, why not? And when the whole of this matter came up, this is my stand, alright? My stand is, the cameras will not lie. There's a camera you avoided, but there was a blind spot which had a different form of camera quite hidden, which you are not aware of. We have footages, but we don't want to bother with those angles. What I want you to do is to go and put in a resignation letter. Just calmly put in a resignation letter. You have served the school for 7 years, using a chunk of your very youthful and productive years. You wish to move on with your life and you'd like to put in a resignation. You'll be grateful if your application is favorably considered. In that light, if you have a resignation brought in, what we issue to you is an approval of your resignation, and then you are entitled to disengagement packages. If, however, you are not in agreement with what I'm discussing with you, we will give you a release letter. And the release letter comes with no packages, and you have no document to present in another school or in another workplace to say you worked in XYZ. But with a resignation letter, your resignation letter copy is with you, the agreement to your resignation is attached to you, and if you apply in another place, say, so why are you not working in Destiny Academy? You know, I resigned. Why did you resign? I want to move forward with my life. There is no how they will call the school and say, we want to confirm about one of your staff who was working with you is here with an application to work with us. What's your recommendation? Over the years, we say, oh fine, if you find him qualified and he passes all your employment criteria, why not take him? He did a good job. We have done it. It's not one person, it's not two, it's not three. Okay, over the years, both in the church here itself and at least one of the people from the school. That's all I wanted to talk with you about that day. And I'm saying this because this is August almost ending now. Schools are recruiting parastatals are recruiting. This is recruitment time because people normally recruit and do postings and do placements before September so that those that are relocating to a new town, relocating to a new area can relocate their children's schools and all those kind of things. So I am just speaking on your interest so that we forge a way forward. I know that's why I actually told Mr. Paul that if you wanted to come with your lawyer, you can, because I know your lawyer will be pushing you. Is it not dunamis? Take them, sue them to court. They will pay you damages. Why should they tarnish your name? There will be no such thing. There will be no damages to be paid. The church will not pay any money. Destiny Academy is autonomous of dunamis. Destiny Academy, we run just sufficient to buy the food for the children in the school, pay the teachers' salaries, and then run on a minimum. There's no amount they will charge us that will be available. We will show the bank the account details. Where is that amount going to come from? So just tell your lawyer that this is not a path to tread for your peace of mind, for your children, for your wife and yourself, so that you can move on and forge on ahead. I had even told Mr. Paul at the very beginning of the whole matter, I said, how can you ask him to leave? Where is he leaving to? Oh yeah, go give you money for house rent so that you can move out of the house. And Mr. Paul is as strong-headed as you. You know Mr. Paul now. So it's like two heads are jamming. That's where this whole matter is. For me, the first week, when your wife met me at the staircase, I said, don't worry, we'll look into it. I've not heard. I didn't know anything about it. It was your wife meeting me at the corridor, at the staircase, that I heard that there was an issue. Well, and I called Paul. I said, what happened? What's going on? And then he gave me a brief. So I said, how can you tell them to move out of the house? Because your wife was saying that they gave you, is it 4 days to move out or 1 week to move out? I can't remember. So I told him, you can't tell somebody to just move out like that. Give him money for house rent. We brought him from the house he was renting to here. So we'll give him money to go back. If that house is still available, you go and take that house. Then any other thing, you can sort it out. That's what I said. Then everything now turned. The next thing, Paul was telling me you took them to police, blah, 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 blah. What is this? I've been so busy. It's Mr. Paul. He came with somebody yesterday, and then he said, hey, there's this issue we'll be wanting to see you about. I said, oh, what is it? He said, no, you come back another day. I said, today that you saw me, you better tell me. Yes. So he now said, I said, no. That's not it. I've been trying to get him. I went there. I couldn't get him. And
you knocked several times.
Yes.
You were told.
I knocked, I shouted, I said, it's mommy, I'm not here with police, so I'm not here with anybody. Open the door. I want to have a discussion with you. But there was no answer, so I left.
We were not in the house at the time. My sister-in-law gave birth, so my wife was there with the children, and I was away. I appreciate you, mommy, for giving me this audience. I still think that this whole thing is one-sided. I've known Paul Eneche for a long time. We were in the university together. And by being here, I've known all the shady things he does. I know how Paul can come before you and Daddy and make people look bad, so that those people.
Sorry, I mean, I'm
just going to say what is happening.
No, 1 minute.
This whole issue. You said I was on the defensive.
Wait.
This whole issue
you don't want to listen.
is a gang up between Chioma and Paul.
You look at me like a person that listens to guessing. I don't have that time. You don't know my schedule today.
If you see an option has been presented to you,
what I think
that's what you should work. Yes, work on that first. Then you can have an audience. She has a preaching. She may have a preaching.
I have.
So do you understand what I mean? Okay. So work on this option. Yes or no? If yes, you go ahead. If no, then you said no.
If no, then we go ahead.
Then another you could now, if you want to see her on some other issues, you could seek for an appointment.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, mommy.
Thank you, Mr. Ibote. Thank you.
Yes,
I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay.
And I said to people, if you think somebody is corrupt, it's just a little matter of time. Do you know what happened? I have a chair. Because we stay here most of the time now. So like on Sundays we go there. Somebody built a 2-bedroom for us here on the premises. He came, he sells a certain kind of block. So he said he needs a place so that he can showcase it. So people can come and look at the sample. Yes. So when he was building, like he was almost done, and then the Holy Spirit told him to give it to us to stay in. So I kept on saying that if he had told me from the beginning, I would have been part of the construction. Because now the place is so tiny, the rooms are like this. Our clothes, everything is still in our house, so we just go there at the weekend. I was even supposed to go to bring my clothes for convention and I couldn't go. So anyway, what was I saying? In the process of what he was doing, his engineer was changing him. So he never knew until they started the work here. The work here is what exposed the man. The man has left him. He has asked the man to go. One day he gave him a quotation and put exactly 850,000 above the required amount. You know what happened? He submitted it, the money was released to him. The next morning on his way coming to the same place, his engine knocked. He took it to the mechanic. They told it to the mechanic. The exact 850,000 was the amount required. You understand? So I said to people, this place is not where you can do funny deals and get away with it.
We have seen it several.
No, it is not. There's a gentleman that was working. As we started staying here temporarily now, we now left him there to be cooking for the security and some other people that are there, my dogs and all. They will send him to the market. He will go and still collect the food on credit, and he's with the money. It didn't take like a month or so. It got exposed. So if Paul is doing shady things, it will come out, sir. It will come out.
It's not the angle I'm looking at.
So whatever it is, it will come out.
It is between Chioma and Paul, who have sworn to make me suffer.
Don't worry, you won't suffer. Will you put in your resignation letter? Then you find another good job and move into it. But the way you are taking it, true, their predictions can come to pass.
They won't, they can't.
So that's why I'm advising you.
I'm just trying to let you know what they have been doing to have caused what happened now.
It's okay, no problem. I'll find out about it.
Okay?
It will be unearthed and it will be sorted out. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And please, you've got to calm down because we're harboring a lot of anger and a lot of bitterness, and it's not going to help you. For the sake of your health and the sake of your eternity.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Paul, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.